Okay, guys, we're going to be covering lesson 7 today. I obviously was supposed to have made this video on Monday. I did not have time. I was supposed to do it yesterday. I also did not have time, but I have time today. There's a chance I might do 2 episodes this week, being obviously today is Wednesday and maybe on Friday. It just depends on the situation. Uh, Honestly, I'll say it's kind of unlikely that it will happen, but nothing is confirmed. All right. So we're going to be going over loops. Loops are one of the basic tools you're going to be using a lot. Is used a lot in code. A lot. All right. Let's just let me add that. Yeah. So the idea behind a loop is it repeatedly goes over something multiple times. So if you imagine this, right? Okay. Imagine we put this line of code here in a loop. It's gonna okay. Here's a better way of saying it. A script will go through everything one time, right? You'll go through it one time. You go through this one time, everything else one time. But if you put it in a loop, it'll go through it an infinite amount of times, as long as you set the conditions for it. If it's infinite, then it just really depends on what you put up for the loop in specific. So for this video, we're gonna be going over the while loop. I'm gonna be doing other videos explaining deeper detail what these actually do. But just for now, we're just gonna be going over the while loop since that's the easiest one, and then we're gonna go over for loops and repeat loops in the next video. That's gonna be for advanced loops. Okay. All right. So just for test purposes, we're gonna do print hello. All right. Let's comment out everything else because we're not going to need this right now. Oops. All right. Let's hit run. It has printed hello. Okay. Now notice how this is only a one-time thing, right? It's only one time. Now we do this trick right here. We're gonna use the while loop. All right. So you just type in while, and there's actually multiple ways you can go about using while loops. You could do while true do. Actually, before I explain this is dangerous. The reason why this is dangerous is because it's going to go through this loop right here super fast, like way too fast to the point where like if you hit run, it's gonna crash your studio. That's why you need to add a wait somewhere in there, even if it's a really small wait interval like this, just something. Otherwise, you're going to crash. Right? Okay, so here's a trick actually. So what this is going to do is, this is going to repeatedly print hello every 1 second. Notice how it keeps coming up. Okay. Now here's another equivalent trick you could do. Instead of having while true do, you could actually do while wait, while do. It does the exact same thing. You see that? Yep. Okay. Let's go back to this. Alright. So the reason why this works is, first of all, whatever you're doing here in this while condition right here, the thing has to be equal to true. Just like before when we had conditions here, if value equal true, then think of it as kind of like this, like kind of the correlation here is true. I don't think if you do while false do, it's gonna even work at all. So let's just try that. This is a trick I don't even know myself. Yeah, just like I thought, it doesn't do anything. So whatever you're putting here has to be equal to true. You could just pull this up again here, right there. Well, value equal 1 to print hello. And it actually prints hello because, well, the condition is true. But if we do, well, value equal 2, even though it's not equal to 2, it will not print anything. Okay. Now, a trick you could get out of this is, let's see. I'm just trying to think of like what kind of uses people would use while loops for. Like, I kind of understand myself. I would use it like off instinct, you know. Like, I wouldn't like, oh, I need to use a while loop here, you know. It's a little spontaneous when people use it. They kind of have like a hidden reason why they do use it. But okay, let's see. Okay, let's do a cool trick here. All right, we're gonna go back to our basic math skills that we learned here, like on the first episode or whatever. We're going to make this value keep going up, counting up every single second. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do value equals value plus 1. Print value. And notice how it's gonna keep counting up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Side trick. Here's actually something I didn't teach you guys. Oh wait, I think I did do that. No, I didn't. Okay. If you're trying to index something back, like a variable, and you're trying to add it to something, there's another trick you can do. You can do plus and then equals, and if you're doing for subtraction, you could do minus and equals. This is gonna be kind of hard to get down. Even I'm way too used to doing like this type of version, because like I recently learned this trick. It's a pretty new thing to me. But yeah, okay. So this is the way how it would look. You do plus equals 1. That is exactly equivalent to those are the exact same thing, just as that is the same. All right. What this does is it gets the value and then subtracts it by 1, the current value. All right. So we're just going to leave that alone, and we're going to do that. Okay. And it just works just like that. Now say you want the loop to stop at some point, like you reach a condition that you have inside it. This is where people actually use it for, usually to just keep checking. You're like, actually people use this for countdowns and stuff like that, you know, counting down from 30 all the way down to 0. Things like that. People do that with loops. This is the use for them usually. But sorry, just reading my phone. Okay. We're going to go over this real quick. All right. So I'm going to print warn reach this point. Okay. You're going to see why I did this. So you might think, right? Oh, it's a normal script. It's going to go through everything from line 1 all the way down to line 71. No. There's actually things called yields in Roblox. I don't think I really going to explain that. Yeah, I probably won't, like in a separate video, because it's kind of vague and I can actually explain inside that video. So I'm just gonna do it real quick right now. So a yield is something that stops the code from running at a certain point. Okay, so In our case, this is going to go all the way from line 1 down to 67. And it's not going to print 1 here. The reason why is because this right here is a yield. This causes the script to pause. It causes it to not continue after line 67 because this is a loop. Okay? So, if you kind of understand what I just said, it's not going to print reach this point because it stops right here. So we're going to hit run. And notice how it doesn't say reach this point at all. Right? It doesn't say it. Now if we just comment that out real quick and just disable it. You hit reach this point. Boom, it shows up. Perfect. Okay? So what will you do if you wanted to not yield anymore? We have there's this trick, this term, whatever you want to call it. It's called break, okay? It will break the loop. Really, that's self-explanatory, you know, that's it. Instead of it infinitely repeating this over and over again, at some point it's gonna just shut off the loop and then continue with the rest of the script. But obviously if I do it like this, think about it this way, it's literally just gonna run through one time and then just break it. So doing this right here, okay? While true do wait 1 value equals value plus 1 print value, and then we break the loop. That is exactly equivalent to literally just doing this, because we're only running through this one time, we're running through this one time. So if you're gonna do it like this where you're just breaking the loop just like after running one time, it's kind of pointless. Literally just do it like regular code. But the cases where you use break is right here, okay? So we're gonna have this count up all the way to 10, okay? And then we're gonna break it. So we're gonna do if value equal 10, then break. Okay? Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reach this point. There we go. So count it all the way from 1 all the way up to 10. It broke out of the loop, and then it continued to run the rest of the code. That is a usage of break. And notice that if you put break outside a loop, it will work. It's going to be a red underline. Let me just do that real quick. Notice how if you put there, this is another loop right here. It's a for loop. This is a repeat loop. These are the only times you'd use breaks. These two I'm going to go over the next video. Don't have to worry about that. For loops are probably the most used loop, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah. So you kind of learned about basic application of a while loop. Kind of learned about how to use break. I'm actually going to put break in there. That is very important. If you don't have that there, it's going to be issues. Also, you can put this wait 1 all the way at the bottom too. It doesn't make a difference at all. Yep, works just the same. And we can make it so it does this every whoa. Yeah, you see? Right there. If we do that, that's going to be like wait 0.03 seconds, basically. It's going to be like the fastest wait possible. Fastest wait possible. See how quick that was? And just like I said, you could put it up here. That'll work as well. Now we could also do while value, I think here's another trick actually, but I usually don't use it. While value is less than or equal to 10, do. Now we're just gonna get rid of the break thing right here, okay? Alright, so remember how I said oh wait, let me add that weight. Whew, that's close. I would have crashed. Just call back to when I said that a loop has to be true, just like, you know, in a regular if statement. If it's not true, then the loop will not run. So this obviously is just making sure that the value is less than or equal to 10. And if it is, do a loop, check again, do another loop, check again, check again, check again. The thing is, we're going to be adding 1 every time. So eventually this loop is going to break or just turn off by itself. Eventually. I did less than or equal to 10. But you get my point. I'll probably have to start there, but yeah. It turned off by itself. It went all the way down here without having to add in a break. But yeah. Those are just the type of things you could do, you know? Oh, wait, did I? Oh, that's for later. I was just thinking about a little math trick. I forgot I have a advanced math tutorial that's gonna come out like way in the future. Let's see, what can you apply with this? Let's do this, okay? We are going to have this brick color change colors every second for 10 times. Actually, no, let's do it for infinity, okay? Just for the hell of it. Just for the hell of it. Let's do that. I'm gonna comment that out. Okay. So, let's just do while true do here. While true do. So this is gonna keep going infinitely unless we add a break somewhere. So we're gonna do is we're gonna do delay. Whoa. Delay part dot brick color. Let's just copy and paste this. Okay. So every second it's gonna change its brick color to something random. For infinity. Unless we add a break or some kind of condition that causes it to just, you know, turn off. Okay. Now let's say we want it to break after it's done it 10 times. Okay. This time we're going to just make it loop 10 times. And then when the value is equal to 10, we're going to change its brick color to white. To just reset it. Okay. So let's get back to value. All true do. Value plus, plus 1 if value is greater than 10. Let's just say it's greater than 10. Then break. And then we're going to set its brick color to white. Color dot random. Okay. So let me just go over what's going on. All right. So you got the loop. This is going to completely run infinitely unless we add a break condition here. And if you're adding a break condition, obviously make sure that it has a potential to, like, the condition here has the condition has a condition to be reached. What the hell? Okay, I gotta cut that shit out. Yeah, I've cutted that out. Holy crap. Okay. It's gonna run infinitely unless you add a break somewhere inside the loop. And in our case, we do have it. It's right there in the if statement here. And make sure that the stuff inside the if statement has the potential to be true. Otherwise, the brick is useless. Okay? So it's going to keep looping, and it's going to change its brick color to something random every second. It's going to add the value by 1 every 1 second, and it's going to check if the value is greater than 10. And if it is, change the brick color to white, and then break the whole loop, and then we're going to see 1 reach this point. Alright? Random color, random color, random color, random color, random color, random color, random color. Reach this point, it's done. That's the end of the loop. Now that's all I'm gonna do for this video. This one's a little longer than I wanted it to be, but who cares? Alright, catch y'all later.